Thanks for visiting our YouTube channel, Tropa. Nandito ako para ibigay ang latest PBA Games results, next PBA game schedule, and the updated PBA team standings with PBA Playoffs bracket preview as of today, January 23.
Shocking, right? The race for the playoffs positioning just get more complicated as an unexpected and somehow miraculous win by the worst franchise in PBA history just happened. Wow, this is for real, guys. The Terrafirma Jeep just finished their conference and goes out with a bang as they defeated the previously #1 team and last conference champions TOC and TROPANG GIGA with the final score of 117-108. The win by Terrafirma was their first and only win this conference, and also ended the TOC and Tropa's 6-game winning streak, as the race for the top 2 spot just got more interesting. The 10th overall pick rookie of this year's draft, Mark Nonoy was named Best Player of the Game, leading the Terrafirma Jeep with 33 big points and have shot 5 of 6 from the 3-point area, and also converted 2 of his 3 4-point shot attempts, as Terrafirma led in this game by as much as 31 points. Here are the full game scores. Terrafirma Jeep, 117. Aside from Nonoy, import Brandon Edwards added 19 points along with 12 rebounds and 6 assets. Louis Sangalang 16 points, Carino 10 points, Malaysia 10 points, Kevin Ferrer 9 points, and Stanley Pringle 8 points. TOC and TROPANG GIGA 108. Import Rondai Hollis Jefferson led all scorers with 41 points. Gilas Pilipinas mainstay Calvin Oftana added 17 points, Ray Nambatak 12 points, former 2-time best point guard of Asia, the Blur Jason Castro 11 points, and Roger Pogoy 9 points. In the main game, the BRGY Ginebra Gin Kings just played their best game of the conference, as the crowd favorites demolished the rain or shine ELASTO painters with the final score of 120-92. Gilas Pilipinas top point guard, Scotty Thompson, was named Best Player of the Game, finishing with 22 points along with 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Here are the full game scores. BRGY Ginebra Gin Kings, 120. Justin Brownlee led all scorers with 29 points along with 13 rebounds and 6 assists. Newly added Gilas Pilipinas player Troy Rosario added 14 points. RJ Abarientos also scored 14 points. Japet Aguilar, 12 points, and Jamie Malonzo, 9 points. Rain or Shine ELASTO Painters, 92. Import Dion Thompson led the team with 23 points along with 15 rebounds. Anton Asistio, 14 points. Adrian Nocum, 13 points. Jonard Clarito, 12 points. And Kalen Chongson and Bo Belga scored 7 points each. The loss for Rain or Shine endangered them closer to the twice-to-win disadvantage in the quarterfinals, while the BRGY Ginebra may well likely be relegated to the best-of-3 quarterfinals bracket. Meanwhile, another PBA team got into action on the same night, this time for the East Asia Super League, as the Meralco Bolts lost their home game at the Phil Sports Arena versus the visiting Ryukyu Golden Kings of the Japanese B-League, with the final score of 71-89. Cliff Hodge led the Meralco Bolts with 13 points, Angelo Kwame also scored 13 points, and Chris Newsom 12 points. Main import Akil Mitchell did not play for the Meralco Bolts in this game due to back problems, while their other import, DJ Kennedy, managed to only score 3 points. The Meralco Bolts are still in contention for the Final Four in their group, but they have to win their last game against Taipei Kings in Taiwan on February 12th for a chance to make it through the next round of the East Asia Super League.
Tara, samahan mo naman ako, tropa, at silipin naman natin ang updated PBA Commissioner's Cup team standings at preview ng PBA Playoffs bracket as of today, January 23rd.
Here is the updated PBA team standings and playoffs bracket preview as of today, January 23rd, 2025. The Northport Batong Pier and the Converge Fiber X share the top 2 spots in the PBA Commissioner's Cup team standings, with 8 victories against 3 losses, and are in good position to get the benefit of a twice-to-beat advantage going into the quarterfinals. Tied at number 3 and number 4 are the Meralco Bolts and PBA guest team Hong Kong Eastern, with an identical record of 7 wins and 3 defeats. Going down to the 5th spot after an embarrassing loss to the Terrafirma Jeep are the TOC and TROPANG GIGA, with 6 wins and 3 losses. Moving up at number 6 are the BRGY Ginebra Gin Kings, with 7 wins and 4 defeats. Sliding down to the 7th place are the Rain or Shine ELASTO Painters, with 6 victories against 4 losses. All tied up at the 8th to 10th spots are the San Miguel BEERMEN, Magnolia Chicken Templados Hotshots, and the NLEX Road Warriors, who are all fighting for the 8th and final ticket to the quarter-finals. Also tied at the 11th and 12th places are the almost eliminated teams Blackwater Bossing and Phoenix Fuel Masters, who are in a mission impossible task of getting into the quarterfinals. And at the very bottom of the PBA Commissioner's Cup team standings are the Terrafirma GIGA, who just played their final game of the conference and gets their first win and finished the conference with 1 win and 11 defeats. And their prize? They will have the first overall draft pick in the next PBA rookie draft again and again and again. Now, let's take a closer look at the PBA playoffs bracketing preview to see where your favorite teams are at the moment and have a better understanding of this conference tournament format. Only 8 teams will make it into the next round, while the bottom 5 teams will be automatically eliminated this conference. Based on today's team standings, the Northport Batang Pier will take the number 1 seed and will be playing versus the number 8 San Miguel BEERMEN in the quarterfinals, where Northport will be enjoying a twice-to-beat advantage. The second-seeded Converge Fiber X will likewise have a twice-to-beat advantage in the quarterfinals versus the number 7 Rain or Shine ELASTO Painters. The third-seeded Meralco Bolts will play versus the 6th-seeded BRGY Ginebra Gin Kings in a best-of-3 quarterfinal series. And finally, the 4th-seeded PBA guest team Hong Kong Eastern will be playing a best-of-3 series as well versus the number 5 Talk and Text TROPANG GIGA in the quarterfinals. Again, this playoffs bracket preview may still change as the elimination round games are still ongoing, and we still have until January 31st to determine the final and official playoffs bracket. And these are just their positions as of today based on the current PBA team standings. Show your support, guys, and let us know your favorite PBA team by leaving a message in the comment section. There are no PBA games scheduled for today, January 23rd. The PBA elimination round games will return tomorrow, January 24th, as the Talk and Text TROPANG GIGA will be in action once again, this time against the Phoenix Fuel Masters in the opening game at 5 in the afternoon. And in the main game, the San Miguel BEERMEN will try to hold on to that 8th and final quarterfinal slot as they play versus the rising powerhouse Converge Fiber X, who looks to jump to the number 1 spot in the PBA team standings and solidify their chance to get one of the 2 twice-to-beat advantage going into the quarterfinals. Tip-off for the San Miguel versus Converge game will be at 7:30 in the evening. Both games will be played tomorrow, January 24th, Friday, at the Inyars Center in Antipolo City.